This is the Khoodeelaar television channel, broadcasting on the internet under the banner of Baby Angel Geronimo Manifesto Editions. Today is Thursday, the 5th of September 2024, and the Fleet Street, that is London main so called newspapers, the Fleet Street newspapers are running front pages that are quite clear in terms of the text, because the Times, for example, has got the front page saying that everyone, let the victims of the, well, it says that killed by greed and a culture of dishonesty. Grenfell report blames unscrupulous building firms for blaze. Families of 72 who died demand manslaughter charges. Well, this is wrong because this is the Times, killed by greed and a culture of dishonesty. The families of 72 who died demand manslaughter charges. As I said yesterday and as I said before, this is ridiculous. This is not going to bring about any justice at all. And the kind of shrieky headlines are absolutely dishonest themselves. Daily Mail is dishonest, The Sun is dishonest, The Times is dishonest, and the rest of the Fleet Street media is dishonest and is not recognizing the two things there. First of all, the inquiry is a joke, is a sham. And the second thing is that the actual word that they should have used is massacre, which is what we have been using since the day it happened on the 2017. And the other thing is that the building, the Grenfell building, which was on fire, was open in terms of the accessibility, architectural accessibility building. There was no building around the Grenfell Tower, which means that military helicopters could be scrambled minutes and emergency supply of water could be brought there and water could be poured on the burning building, thus saving many of the people that died because of the fire. So the inquiry, which has cost more than, well, whatever the, let's see if the guys, the James Beale, social affairs editor, and Fiona Hamilton, chief reporter. And the cost is not mentioned so far in the first. Let's check if there is any mention of the cost. And Eric the Pickles, the murderer, was making apologies. The Morbix report is a 1,694 page report. It reveals emails and text messages between employees of companies involved in Grenfell saying that people raising concerns could go fuck themselves and admitting that cladding would burn. Addressing those involved in the disaster inquiry, Morbix said all contributed to it in one way or another. In most cases, through incompetence, but in some cases through dishonesty and greed. Public authorities, including the Royal Borough of Kensington, Chelsea, and London Fire Brigade, apologized for their failures and promised changes had been made. And there is the Times has got the leading article. That's the Times cartoon. Peter Brook's cartoon of the Times on the Grenfell Tower. Justice is there in the middle of the fire. And the Times heading of the editorial, Lessons Half Learned. The final report, the final report into the Grenfell Tower disaster lays bare a catalogue of moral, professional, and political failures. Yet 7 years on, it could still be repeated. That's true. And there are two letters, one from somebody called Lord Wolfson of Tredegar, KSE, Justice Minister 2020 to 2022, and the other one is from somebody called Simon Edwards, Haute Garonne. I don't know where that is. Among the many apologies now being offered, more than a few are owed to Sir Martin Moore-Bick himself. Grenfell Fire report blames unscrupulous cladding firm, September 4. Misgivings The misgivings of local residents when a former commercial court judge was appointed can be forgiven. But others should have known better. David Lammy MP attacked Sir Martin on the basis that he was a white upper middle class man who had never visited a tower block. Michael Mansfield KC criticized him for not reflecting the diversity of those affected. The inquiry's report is the product of many hands, but none can doubt Sir Martin's leadership, diligence, and integrity, qualities that our judiciary bring to all of their work, and for which this jurisdiction is respected the world over. Judges are not above criticism, but that should be based on what they say and do, and not who they are and how they look. Now, that is a lie, because in the ruling published on 29th of July 2021, a High Court judge actually said that even if a third test on Baby Angel Geronimo were allowed, and even if the third test proved negative, still the Secretary of State was entitled to ignore that and entitled to go ahead and continue with the program to slaughter Baby Angel Geronimo. So that actually directly contradicts the assertion by Ulson of Tredegar saying that judges are not above criticism, but that should be based on what they say. And this is what Griffith said, that Geronimo should be slaughtered, despite the fact that even if the third test was allowed and even if the third test produced the result that Geronimo was not infected by any bovine tuberculosis whatsoever. So we shall be continuing updating on this. This is 07A 12 hours GMT on Thursday, the 5th of September 2024.